And we should be live. Good evening, and I'm going to lag for a little bit of time and explain what's going on. This is what's going on behind our GM screens right now. We're working on converting and getting to other systems for obvious reasons. Everybody who's been paying attention to the OGL agreement understands this. So we found this awesome character builder called pathbuilder2e.com, and I've already converted over my tiefling bard, but tonight I'm gonna, just to get a little familiar with it, but tonight I'm gonna play with it a little harder and do the really rough part of converting over Larice, because she's a little more complicated with all the spells and everything and a lot of the other things. So what we're looking at is their website. This is completely free, open source. And for starters, there is no such thing as a Kenku in Pathfinder. But if we go into Ancestries, they give us common, uncommon, rare, and all. What I found that matches up best, mainly through direction from Anaya, was the Tengu, because they basically cover a very large grouping of different appearances, to include a beak like a bird, and they can look however they want even if they're flightless. So that will work perfectly for the aesthetic for Larice, and it's got some pretty decent base bonuses to things. Beyond that, though, let's start with this part. Go to character name, L-A-R-I-S, Larice, T-H-O-E-G, Thought Feather, and accept. Perfect. Let's see here. She's level 15, and I love that they just have this point and click here, so which will make these conversions so much faster. Background for her, there are obviously a very large number. She is an arcane scholar, though. She's very much got a knack for learning. She may also be, because I believe in Pathfinder, sorcerers run off of occultism. Same ability boosts, knowledge of arcana. So either way, she is a scholar. We'll go with scholar occultism, because she's been surveying the outer planes and astral spaces for the majority of her 100 years on this multiverse. Class, obviously, sorcerer. Level 15, name. I love this, that the armor class goes up to 30, making her so much harder to hit. Okay, so we're going to go into stats. There's got to be, I know there is a way to change this. Let's see, set abilities. Here we go. Override character creation ability scores. Now, I have Larice's character sheet right here, and her base stats are rolled on it. So we're just going to go ahead and put that into place. 9. Dexterity is 16. No, not 116. That'd be ridiculous. Constitution is 14 to start. Intelligence is 13. Wisdom is 12. And charisma was at a 19. Finished. Now, I haven't changed any of my skill boosts or anything like that, but that was a much easier way to do it, and you could put those scores in any way like normal with standard rolls. I have a bad habit of, if I have the option to re-roll ones on character stats, I tend not to. I kind of like having it where there's a little bit of a flaw or limitation, but that's just me. It's not a min-maxing thing or anything like that. Let's see. So what do we have here? Heritage. Talent Tengu. Every bit as sharp as your beak. You gain a Talon's unarmed attack that deals 1d4 slashing. Jinxed. Against a curse of misfortune effect. That's actually closer to Larice. She has the worst possible luck and the best possible outcomes. So she'll be a jinxed Tengu for this one. And let's see here. Ancestral feat. Scavenger's search. She was a surveyor. Now, thank you, Liz. It will be a completely new Larice in so many ways. It's kind of awkward. Bloodline. Let's see. Now, what kind of a bloodline do I want them to, or her to have? Elemental, Fae, Genie, Hag bloodlines, Deception and Occultism, Nature's Anemone, no, she's not into curses. Psychopomp, what is that? Bloodlines, Intimidation, Religion, Cantrips, nope. That's not our Larice. Angelic, Aberrant, well, that fits very close and we'll go that direction. Alien influence presses against her mind. Yep, that was our original Larice, so there is a way to do the Aberrant Mind. And we're just going to go with it. Let's see, Low Light Vision, Assurance and Occultism, Sharp Beak. Set abilities for this skill level. So, I'm going to try and get, at level 1, she would have definitely taken the bonus to Charisma. Intelligence, Dexterity, and Constitution. She's really good at figuring things out, not that good at always making the most street-smart decisions. Hence, it's okay to blow up an island as long as she accomplished her deeds. Skill training. Won't let me put any extras in. Survival is on her list. Believe it or not, religion. And Arcana. And I get one more apparently, so we're going to go with let's see here, crafting. She is really good at making things an exact copy of whatever she sees, so we'll go with that. Yeah, Jordan, I've been seeing the same thing. Like, it's heartbreaking to have to do it because that's just the way of life, but it's also really fun to do this because I get to see a whole new side to my character. Now, believe it or not, Larice has at least some training in societal and like interactions in society. Let's face it, she's not that great at it. But she does know what decorum is, she just doesn't choose to observe it. Class feats. So now moving on down to level 2 because it automatically went in and gave me my hit points and all of that, and it seems to be adjusting as I go. Another cool feature I found is that if I click on one of these D20s, ooh, failed my acrobatics check, doesn't matter, and it looks like they've actually got a pretty decent dice roller right here. So that'll make things easier, and as we go through I'll see if it does the same thing for weapons or not. I haven't checked yet. But for those of you who are playing on a digital platform online, all your dice rollers and everything are included on the website, which does make life easier. Okay, so on to class feats. Do I get a dedication feat at this level? Blessed One. Because, well, Larice had that interaction with Hecate, there's that going on, and it's going to actually play out really nicely for the entire group in the long run, but she now knows lay on hands, apparently. And skill feats. Let's see, alchemaic crafting. Yes, she had to figure out those bombs somehow. So that part will be easy. And this is, let's see here. Now we get 1 skill increase at level 3. And we're going to put that into her occultism if it'll, yep, she's an expert in all things occultish. And 1 general feat. Jeez, and the list that they give you. And if you click this PRD button down here, it'll actually, if the thing decides to agree with me and speed up, if it's got a busy website, it might not to mention all the stuff I've got running on the computer. But if you highlight one of these, like say assured identification, and click on the PRD, it gives you where it's at in their books, basic information, and what it does. And this is through Archives of Nethys, which actually, from what we found, is everything that Pathfinder 2nd Edition has, just as accessible for anyone as necessary. So we're going to take a look at a few of these and figure out what's going to work on. Because she's odd. Let's see. Additional lore. Automatic knowledge. And a skill with a recall knowledge action. So I got that one for becoming an expert in occultism, which makes sense. And let's see, recall action. I can select this feat multiple times. Automatic knowledge with any of the skills you have chosen. Once per round. Feather step. Forager. Improvised repair. Intimidating glare. Nope, that's not her. Magical shorthand. Not really gonna work. Thinking oddity identification, because she really She's really into those type of things. So, like anything that would be to identify anything mental, possession, prediction, or scrying traits of something. Those would be things that she would definitely recognize. Signature spells we'll get to in a little bit. Get another class feat at level 4. Dangerous sorcery. Let's see more about what that does, because that was a little bit vague. Okay, so that spell's damage equal to the spell's level, so get a status bonus to spells. I'm not sure what that means 100% yet. Widen spell, reach spell, occult evolution. Glimpse of the obscure, universe loan you power, perfect. Skill feat. Efficient explorer. With her job as a surveyor, that one just makes sense. Let's see. Selected skill that she is evolved in and can use occultism for. We're actually going to go for acrobatics. Well, let's see if what's a occult evolution. That'll be bloodline trait for occult spells. Once per day you can spend 1 minute to choose a mental occult spell that you don't know and add. So we're going to put that directly into occultism. She's really good at her magic. And that brings us to level 5 and another skill increase. This one, medicine. Been out in the world for a while. Ability boosts. Now this is where it starts getting way overpowered and broken. Like, I can honestly say that Larice, up until level 10, will never take a strength bonus, so I'm not going to put that in there. I didn't take 1/4 then, and I'm not going to take 1/4 now. So we're going to give her another shot to her charisma, another one to intelligence. Now we're going to go wisdom and constitution because hit points. And yes, it does auto adjust, and it's now at 156. And apparently it's got a slider for you to be able to say how much damage you took. And a restore button, so that's all really cool. And I get another bonus because of intelligence. And we're going to put it into deception. Anybody who's watched and met my Kenku understands why it would be deception for her. She is terrible at athletics. I probably won't put any training into that. I mean, she can't even stay on a horse. Acrobatics is almost as bad. And a new ancestry feat. Tengu lore, weapon, uncanny agility. Eat fortune. Been exposed to Fae. No. Magpie search. Would Larice? Yes, she would. Um, yes, she would totally steal like that. It's just her. She would. And next class feat. Dedication feats. Archetype feats. Here we go. Mercy. Touch relieves fear and restores movement. No. Devotion spell, number of focus. Accelerating touch. Creature recovers hit points from your lay on hands and gains a plus 10 foot status bonus to its speed. Yep, we're going to go and put that one in there. Skill feats. Let's see. Assurance, Forager, Intimidating Glare. You can identify magic swiftly. Three action activity. If you're legendary, it takes one action. Okay, so we're going to go for quick identification. Because with all the other bonuses, that makes sense. New skill. Let's go stealth. And general feat. Canny Akumen. We're just going to go and shorten the list by hitting the General Feats tab, and that shortened it a lot. Shield Block, Ancestral Paragon, Canny Akumen. It's beyond kind of use Fortitude saves, Reflex saves, or Will or Perception. You become an expert in your choice. At 17th level, you become a master at your choice. We're going to go with that. Selected Akumen is going to go to Perception. She's a surveyor. Come on now. And having a plus 21 to her perception checks just seems awesome to me in so many ways. So I am kind of metagaming it, but not. A lot of this has to do with the character. And let's see here. On to level 8 of 15. So it's actually not even taking as long as we thought it would. I mean, at least the basic of going through and leveling everything up. I'm still going to have to do a bunch of other things. Let's see, do I get any other archetypes? Mercy. Fear or paralyzation. In addition to other benefits, so that works. We'll go ahead and put that one on there. And a skill feat. Quick coercion. Schooled in secrets. Root magic. No, schooled in secrets. Trained in occultism. Signs and symbols. Yeah, we'll go that route. This is already looking more and more broken, by the way, peoples. Like, when I say broken, I mean in the best possible way. This also means that parties will be able to go up against harder monsters in the long run. Let's see here. Well, let me take the occultism to the next level. Yes, it will. Ha ha ha. Ancestry feat. Trigger effects disrupted. If a misfortune effect, you can. Eating fortune gains the misfortune trait. Misfortune or misfortune applies to the same roll the triggering effect would have. So you couldn't negate a fortune effect with Eat Fortune, and then apply a misfortune effect to the same roll. Got it. That's mean. Gonna do it. Ability boosts. Charisma. Intelligence. Constitution. Wisdom. Another point from intelligence. Well, performance. This is everything up to Aylwood, and as close as I could have gotten to where Larice was. It's... At this point, this is just where her base stats would have been if I had been playing her up to level 10. But we, after completing, had ended up being level 15. So now on to the fun stuff, starting at level 11. We get our skill increase, and it's just ridiculous. She's now an expert in Arcana, and general feat. Home in every port, no. Assured identification. Rarely misidentify items. Yes. Just all the yes. That takes us up to 12. Energy fusion? Dedication. Alter ego, archer, archetype class feats. Blessed spell. For conditions, nope. Ally within 30 feet would become frightened, drained, feeble, enfeebled, sickened, or stupefied. You exude peace and protection, lessening the harmful condition as it falls upon them, reduce the value of the condition your ally would likely take to a minimum of 0. See, hit points from your lay on hands with plus saving throws until the end of the next turn. Nope, we're going to leave that as all of her holiness. Quickened casting. So those will be occult-based spells, but that will be helpful. Skill feat. Bizarre magic. Cast and identify magic you use increase. Difficulty. Yep, that makes perfect sense. Make it harder for people to know what I did. I mean, yeah, it really does. In a lot of ways, it gives a lot more versatility, I'm discovering, to what people can do. And this is just Pathfinder 2e, to be honest. I mean, you can somewhat, I believe, see my address bar at the top of the screen. I'm just using their building software. It's actually free, too, from what I can see. It just saves right onto your browser history. So, and we found that it has PDFs as well as stat blocks for characters that they'll just produce off of what's here, which would make it really, well, obviously helpful for players. Go to the weapons screen so that there's not a bunch of stuff in the way. It just looks neater. Let's see, skill this time. Well, She has picked up some acrobatics at this point, because horses are terrible and poor Larice likes falling off of them. And passing out on Dragonback, which is definitely, she's going to need some acrobatics to live through that much longer. Ancestry feat. Wind and lightning have always been clear. Interesting. Yep, we're going to take Storm Slash. It basically goes and it heightens my spell to half of my level, and it's a cantrip that I can cast at will. So, yeah, it turns into some Sith Lord type stuff at that point. But hey, it works for Larice. She doesn't like being caught without a weapon. And now, on to level 14. Widen spells, steady spellcasting. If you disrupt your spellcasting action, attempt difficulty, flat check. If you succeed, your action isn't disrupted. Yep. She's proven herself there. Skill feat. Forger, Forensic Acumen. Impressive performance. Lie to me. There's an interesting name. You can use your deception to weave or trip up anyone to deceive you. Nope, that's not our Larice. Seasoned. Well, at this point she's been roasted enough times, she ought to be seasoned. No. I wouldn't be good at that one, but that'll work great for Betzel. And it's a level 1 thingy, so that works. Snare crafting, specialty crafting, steady balance, student of the cannon. Nope. Let's see. Read psychometric resonance. Yep, she can touch it and read things if she wants to. Because that just seems like fun, and there isn't and they've given me more options for what I can do than what's defined on her original character sheet. So at this point, we're just going to play around a little bit as we hit the maximum level of 15, and the easy part is over. So we get 1 skill increase, and we're going to put it into Legendary Occultism. Ability boosts. We'll go Wisdom. That Charisma boost is coming in again. Constitution, because hit points. And Dex. And actually this time, Larice no longer has a negative to her strength. We're just done with that. She's had enough trouble with that in life. After that fight with Ahsoka, she's just done. And let's see, a general feat to top it all off. Hireling Manager. Believe it or not, I'm going to go there. Income scavenging monster parts. So, because of alchemic crafting and spell ingredients and needing to find things that are useful for people and take samples, we're going to go with Monster Scavenger because, yes, she would totally dissect things in the field. Okay. So that takes care of that. we also have add weapon, quarterstaff. Probably not under quarterstaff, even though I don't think you can. Nope, so it's probably just under staff. But there's just so many. So we're gonna go simple. There it is. Staff does less damage here. Give her her staff. Add next weapon. She has a stack. Wrong button. No. Add weapon. Simple weapon. These are weapons that were blessed by Ahsoka originally, so they're basically non at this point. So she has a short sword, I believe. Well, I know she has a dagger. Daggers don't change, so there's that. And that copper sword of hers would be a finesse weapon, but it probably doesn't translate over. We'll find out. Actually, let's see proficient. Sheer spear. Gauntlets, crossbows. Seed pods special. Staves, stiletto pens, which are kind of cool. Bladed guitar, wheel blades, wheel spikes, stiletto pens. And yeah, I'm really liking the depth of this a lot more as well, Liz. I mean, it's beautiful. It's also got a lot that's going to go. So apparently, Larice will not be able to use that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to simple weapons and give her another, let's see, long spear, long arrow, light mace, knuckle duster, guitar, nightsticks, morning stars, shears, things, staff, a battle loot. That sounds like a terrible way to beat somebody. Cool, but terrible way to beat somebody. So we're going to hand her a couple more daggers because she'll throw them more otherwise, but it's not really her go-to anyway. Defensively speaking, well, I'm happy with an armor class of 33 because, you know, caster class, no armor proficiency. Defensive robes, what's this do? Training combined to help you get out of the way before an attack. Your proficiency rank in unarmored defense increases to expert. So that works. I don't have to worry about it. Defense is fine. Gear. We'll get there. Spells. Starting with sorcerer spells. Now I love this. It tells you what's been heightened out, like that all my cantrips are heightened to level 8. It gives you how many of each you basically get, I think is what these dots are above them. And that would determine how many of each you can cast, I believe. But I'm not 100%. I'm going to have to look into those rules in the PDFs that I have. So, starting with cantrips and moving to her Cantrip list. Let's see, for starters, detect magic, agitation, chill touch. Arcane is where that one is. Ray of Frost is on her list. Message is on her list. Now, I love this about Message. I don't have to use a higher spell slot to cast it, but I have a 500-foot range automatically without heightening the spell. It instantly is just, it has a 500-foot range. I can get a hold of people. It's that simple. And it's one of her ones that was here, so it's going to stay there. Let's see. There is not a create bonfire. Primals, occult, dancing lights, sprout, tanglefoot, protect companion, prestidigitation, gouging claw, gale blast, electric arc. I can do that at will anyway. Occult spells. Protect companion, telekinetic projectile. Okay, there is no create bonfire spell, so let's check under divine because I did give her some capability to use it. Haunting him, light, message, read aura, sigil, stabilize. Yep, we're going to be taking that in its place as something to help. And infestation is not one. So we're going to go phase bolt. Every time, because this one gets 8d4 damage. Jesus. That is like ridiculous. Like, I don't know if any folks is Christian. Oh, and she gets Daze as an automatic innate spell. And Daze does 3d6 damage. But I did not mean to take your Lord's name in vain. I apologize. I was not expecting that. It kind of caught me off guard. So, level 1. That one's not going to be there because it's just not. It is a spell that is directly from one of the Wizards of the Coast books. So that one's just going to have to disappear. And Ray of Enfeeblement. If you succeed, the creature attempts to or fail a fortitude save in order to determine the spell's effect. No. Magic aura, magic missile. Lose the path. Ink shot. Viscous toxic ink jets from your fingertip to strike target in the face. Spell attack roll against the target. On a hit, 2d. Make them dazzled for 1 round as the stinging ink blurs. Well, that's mean and something she would totally do. There are a lot of spells that do not match up. I'm just putting that out there. It's kind of just rough like that. It's one of those things where I'm sitting here going, well, I'd really like to have this still, but not at that cost. Ooh, here we go. That'll work in case in replacement to one of her spells. Phantom Pain still does psychic damage, but it's non-lethal. Nope, I want it to be lethal. Thicket of Knives. Nope, that's not what it sounds like. Nudge the odds, mind link, magic weapon, magic aura, magic missile. Kinetic ram. Item facade, invisible item, imprint message, illusionaries. Grim tendrils. Yep, that's the one I was looking for. Tendrils of Darkness. That one fixes one of the spells. I did find a conversion for one. Woot. That is so relieving. They are not always easy to find. Forced Mercy, Concordant Choir, Command, Color Spray. We're going to go... Haley's reaction to attempt to escape. We are going food hunting. Interesting ingredients could be interesting. Let's go that route since there's nothing to switch off for that one. Spider sting. What's this do? 4 round. Stage 1, it does 1d4 poison, 2d4, 1d4 poison, and enfeebled. Let's see here. And on we go to level 2. This is actually a much easier way to do this, and these aren't all the spells I have. So level 2s. I get more with this one, by the way. Swarm of Snowballs is not going to work. It doesn't exist. So we're going to see primals. Elemental Zone. Nope. Feral Shades. A wave of gray mist formed negative energy spills out from your outstretched hand, briefly taking the shape of a predatory animal set viciously. Shades. That seems like it could be interesting, but let's see what else we've got. Oh wait, hideous laughter. That's just gonna have to happen. Maybe. So many decisions, like, I don't even know what to say on that part. Let's see. Let's see if they have a resist elements. Resist energy. Yep, that'll work kind of like my absorb elements did. There's no snowball, and then I get more spells than I had spell slots originally for, so this ought to be interesting. Blood duplicate. No, that sounds terrible. She's not against... or she's not for making herself bleed. Shatter. Spirit Sense, Summoner's Visage, Teeth to Terror. Oh. That's... interesting. But we're going to go with this just because it's going to be (2d8) piercing damage creature. Yeah, I can totally see Larice spewing forth like opening her mouth and vomiting out a bunch of those. So we're going to go with Vomit Swarm. Opens her mouth and all of a sudden a swarm of bees comes out and just... yeah, she would. And let's see, Animus Mine. Yes, she did. That's the other one that I had picked out of that. Now, what was my bloodline spell here? Touch of Idiocy. So apparently she can make people dumb. Level 3 spells. And again, and it gives you the options here to heighten lower level spells so that you can you've learned them at a higher level so that you can cast them with extra effects. But we're going to go with basic level 3s. Calm. Soothe. The thing I'm finding interesting is that the easiest way to, you have to be really creative with how you work around it, because since we're changing systems, a lot of things are not going to be the same, even if they do generally the same thing. Behold the Weave. That could be useful. Complicated, but useful. Detect thoughts, read mind. Heighten +1. Nope. Da-da-da-da-da. Let's see here. We've got... I need something... Distracting Shatter, Day's Life, Life Pack Logical. Mind reading. There we go. That's detect thoughts. It's just mind reading. See, I can't say that Larisse isn't a mind reader. She is. Hypercognition. Rapidly catalog information relevant to current situation. Instantly recall up to... Use knowledge up to 6... Recall knowledge actions as a part of the spell. For these actions, can't use any special abilities, reactions, or free actions that trigger when you recall. Mind of Menace. Pyrotechnics. Rouse skeletons, roaring applause, shadow spy, shift bane, sudden recollection, temporal twin. Temporal twin, because she would. And what's my innate here? Vampiric touch. Oh, I'm sorry, Anaya. This is just gonna be cruel. The last thing that Tengu needed was that. Wow, I'm up to 171 hit points too. Let's see here. So before we get any further into that, innate spells. Tells me that one's focus spells. Rituals, she has none. Sorcerer spells, back to this then. Level 4 spells. Blood spray, curse, fey form, glibness. What did I have? Water sphere. Ah, confusion. That one's on our list. Wonder if they have a polymorph. Probably not. Nope. Not surprised. So I might have to change that one. Because I'm not trying to complicate things by having us have to homebrew some stuff and then figure out what to call it. Let's see. It's gonna sound bad, but Vampiric Maiden. Oh yeah, most definitely Anaya's gonna have a hard time when they're GMing us, but keep in mind that the same thing's going to happen to me, and that's just the way our group is. We actually challenge each other during these games. Makes for a great story. But you're totally right. We're going to end up with a lot being challenging on this. Okay, so let's see. Where was I? Spell level 4. Yeah, 2 of my spells do not Implement of Destruction. I'm gonna do it, just because I can see that going down. And what's the Bloodline spell now? Further Confusion. Woot. I love it when there's extra confusion. Wait, that means I can change this. Modify Memory. Because that's our Larice. She will modify your brain pan. And on we go to spell level 5. Bandit's Doom. Cloak of Colors, Crushing Despair. Not as crushing as it should be. Mind Probe. Infectious Comedy. Yep, that's gonna happen. Etheric Shards. And let's see other things. Da-da-da-da. Strange geometry. Nope, that's Rip the Spirit. Oh, interesting. So depending on the components I use, determines what it does, how it does it, and how bad it hurts. Okay, so we're just going to go with that one, because that just looks like it'll be a blast for Larice. Anaya, I am not brewing anything. I have neither the time nor the mental capacity to go through all of the rule books to do that right now. I'm trying to get this done, and they've got plenty for me to work with here. I mean, I'm not trying to figure out names that are safe. Oh, Black Tentacles as an innate spell. Why, yes, we do want our Black Tentacles. Well, Larice wants her Black Tentacles. I'm pretty sure the GM's not wanting her to have those in the long run. Let's see, level 6 spells were never chosen for her, so now we're into new ground. And it gets fun. And also, she gets more spell level casting levels here. like teleport, is already on her list and she, oh wow, 100-mile range. You and up to 4 targets. Zero gravity. All of 4s. Cast into time. But targets reappear instantly. Witnessing the chaotic flow of time is bashed against the objects in different times deals 5 mental damage. It appears in the nearest empty space chosen by the GM. Considering it's a saving throw against Larissa's spell saves for this system, that is going to be ridiculous. Because it's just going to be wrong. This is cruelty. Cruelty, I say. Casting people with a 15-foot cone into time. Aura of the unremarkable. Yes, we would. Bloodline spell, Feeble Mind, Woot. Bloodline spell, Warp Mind. I'm really liking this aberration thing. And Uncontrollable Dance. Why, yes. So those ones we can just put in because I only get them. Blightburn Blast. We're now at level 7. Telekinetic Bombardment. Excuse me. Some things just need to not be running, like my Discord. Let's see. Exhaustible Cynicism. No. Force Cage. Okay, yeah, we can go with the Force Cage. I can find use for that. Oh. First gravity. Return to essence. That could be helpful. Way to cannibalize spells. Let's see here. And now on to level 8. Unrelenting observation. She's still determined. Wait, did that say undermine reality? What? No, we're not going to go that direction. Canticle of Everlasting Grief. mind blank. And uncontrollable dance. Cool. So that's all out of the way. Innate spells. Focused spells. Lay on hands and tentacular limbs. This is stuff that she can just do. Whoa, here we go. Her lay on hands infused with positive energy, living creature damaging an undead creature with touch. Lay on hands on a willing living target, you restore 48 hit points. If the target is one of your allies, they also get a +2 status bonus to armor class for 1 round. Against an undead target, you do 8d6 damage, and it must attempt a basic fortitude save. If it fails, -2 to its armor class. That's really helpful. Okay. Rituals, I don't have any. Animal companions, eidolons, constructs, and familiars are only in the full version. Details, obviously, I can put in all of her. Let's see, what languages did Larice speak? She spoke Common. Believe it or not, Celestial. I get many more languages this time. So she'll know Elven, Draconic, she speaks Tengu. So that's all of my languages. Age? Hi, Malkin. She's actually 100 years old. Gender. This is one of those awesome traits that I don't know how many people really care about it, but it's... when they put the gender in, when you click on the box versus giving a drop down of male or female, it gives a blank space and you type in what you want. Like, for example, I could say that she was a BALOGNA. Set gender, bologna sandwich. But, to be frank, Larice is female. Deity. That one I actually have an answer for. HECATE. You cannot copyright an actual deity, so meh to Wizards of the Coast. Alignment. What was that? Oh, wow. That one's actually right. She is true neutral. All the other stuff. And then it goes through and it gives you all of the actions that you can do after that. But, let's see here. Spells, weapons, and yes, it does have a roll option. And if you hit this, my dagger gets you roll the +23 to hit, and it tells you get a 29. But that would be her throne versus... Yeah, so all of that will work out just fine for you all there. Now I'm going to give this all a once over to make sure I didn't miss a slot. And I'll show you the other thing that made us all very happy about this. If you go into the menu, you can hit export as a stat block PDF. Tell it not to hide anything. And it will give you everything on the character in a stat block. This is actually her stat block, so I'm going to leave it up for a second. There is a way to save, so that's going to happen, but she is just a monster with all of this. Plus 27 to attack bonuses and things like that. But also, you can go in here and you can go like this. Go to character sheet, PDF, and it will create a character sheet. All your buttons and scores are right in place where you can read them. And it's just beautiful. Now keep in mind this doesn't give the descriptions for any of that. For that you actually have to go into the stat block in order to find all of this stuff. But it is there, it is accessible. Let's see other ways that it can be exported. Share copy of character, so you can share it to your DM. But I'm going to go save character local. Make a new copy in the main folder. Don't clear site data for the website or it will delete your local saves. So make sure you save and print them before you do that. So, that being the case, what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and zoom this out a bit more so that I'm not... There we go. That's more centered. That'll work. And thank everybody for being here for this tonight. I know this took a little bit longer than the average, but then again, I did just go through the entirety of a conversion on one of my high-level characters. It takes about an hour and a half of reading through it, and I am a little bit familiar, but it's really a nice system, and I'm kind of excited to work with it because of some of the stuff that's there. I'm also still incredibly heartbroken because I had written a lot of what's in the content that I've been working on for a 5e compatibility that's never going to happen now. I'll build my own system and work with this system until then, and I'm really looking forward to what Project Black Flag comes out with. Hopefully it'll make this even look terrible. Fingers crossed, but it'd be kind of hard to do, I think. Either way, thank you all for joining us and interacting and being a part of our chat tonight. The link, or at least the website address, is in the description. I'm going to have to go through. I looked. The link itself is not working and edited that. But it's the same website that I was just on. It's nice and it's a very clean, straightforward way to create things, and it looks like they even have a campaign ad, our manager and everything in there. So they might get my D&D Beyond money this year. Just saying. Either way, again, thank you, love you, live long and prosper, and